You know Legos, right? Those amazing little bricks you can snap together to build anything, then take them apart and build something totally new. It's kind of the perfect system.
So just imagine for a second, what if we took that same idea and scaled it way, way up? What if our cities were built with that same principle? What if our buildings weren't these final, permanent things, but were just collections of parts, all ready for their next life?
Because, let's be honest, that is not how we do things right now. Our current model is incredibly simple and just unbelievably wasteful. We take resources, we make a building, and when we're done with it, we throw it all away.
And this gets us to what you could call the Great Demolition Problem. It's a huge issue, and it's hiding in plain sight, all around us, in the concrete, the steel, and the glass of our cities.
Okay, so here's the heart of it. We build our buildings like Lego sets, where every single piece has been glued together permanently. Once they're up, you can't really take them apart without just smashing them. And that turns all these potentially valuable materials into basically worthless rubble.
So this is the big shift we have to make. We've got to get away from this straight line, this take, make, waste model, where everything is designed to end up in a landfill. Instead, we need to embrace a circular model, one where materials are constantly being reused, repaired, and rebuilt, keeping their value locked in and staying out of the trash heap for good.
And the scale of this problem? Oh, it's just staggering. Let's look at the actual numbers. According to research from the Journal of Building Engineering, the construction industry is responsible for somewhere between 45 and 65% of all landfill waste. Just let that sink in. Over half of everything we bury in the ground comes from our buildings.
And it isn't just waste. That same industry is also pumping out about 35% of the world's total CO2 emissions. That's a huge piece of the climate change pie.
And on top of all that, get this. Construction eats up a staggering 60% of all the raw materials we pull from the planet. It's an unsustainable appetite. The way we're building is literally costing us the Earth.
But, and this is a big but, it doesn't have to be this way. And this is where things get really, really exciting. There's this powerful idea that's been gaining a ton of momentum, a whole new way of thinking about designing buildings, not for an end, but for a whole second, third, maybe even fourth life.
It's called Design for Disassembly, or DFD for short. Now, the idea is simple, but it's totally revolutionary. You design a building from day one so that it can be easily taken apart. This means all its components and materials can be recovered and reused, not demolished into a pile of junk. It's all about planning for the end right from the very beginning.
So how's it actually work? Well, it really just boils down to a few key ideas. First, you need really accurate documentation. Think of it like a material passport, so you know exactly what's in the building and where everything is. Second, the connections, the joints, they need to be accessible and mechanical, not chemical. So think screws and bolts instead of glue and mortar. And third, you use standardized parts, so a beam from this building can easily slot into a new one down the road.
Now, if you're going to build a giant, reusable Lego city, you need the perfect building block. And it turns out, we've had it this whole time.
As the Journal of Building Engineering puts it, timber is quickly becoming the go-to material for this new way of thinking. Its natural properties just make it so uniquely perfect for a circular future.
So let's break down why, because this is actually pretty cool. First off, as trees grow, they pull carbon out of the atmosphere and store it. And that carbon stays locked in the wood for the entire life of the building. Plus, it's renewable. We can literally grow more of it. It's naturally modular, which just fits perfectly with these DFD ideas. And with modern engineering, we can create these superwoods like cross-laminated timber, or CLT, where layers of wood are fused together, giving it the strength of steel at just a fraction of the weight.
So let's zoom out again. This isn't just about a few clever, eco-friendly buildings here and there. No. This is about completely reimagining our cities as these living, breathing material banks for the future. And look, this isn't some fringe concept anymore. This chart, it tells a really fascinating story. For years, you see a slow trickle of research on the topic. And then boom, right around 2010, it just explodes. There's been a massive surge of interest, which proves this idea is being taken very, very seriously.
Of course, it's not all a walk in the park. There are some real challenges ahead. For one, demolition is often still cheaper and easier, so it's the default option. Building codes and regulations, they haven't really caught up to these new ideas yet. And, super important, we have to build a strong market,
and a real demand for all these salvaged materials we could be getting back.
But you know what? Overcoming those hurdles is absolutely worth it, because this is about so much more than just construction. It's a real, powerful strategy to slash our landfill waste. It's a tangible way to fight climate change, and it's a path toward creating these flexible, adaptable cities that can actually evolve right along with us.
So I leave you with this one thought. The next time you're walking down the street and you look up at a building, just ask yourself, are you looking at the end of its life or just the beginning of its next one? Because with a simple change in how we design, that answer could change absolutely everything.